Hey everybody, welcome. I hope everybody's doing well. Uh, Crazy times, huh? A lot of crazy things happening. So we're going to get into all that in a minute. We're talking about the stock market a little bit, and we're going to talk about everything else. We're going to talk about financially what's going to be happening here. I think that's really interesting. Like, I don't think a lot of people are paying attention to that. And then we'll tell you some stuff that's happened here locally, and we'll talk about stuff that's happening all over the place. I want to remind anybody, if we have an interruption with the stream, what I will do is I will get right back on as soon as I can. Should take just a minute or so. So if I get blocked off of this, which we hope we don't, I think I may have kind of figured out what the answer is, because my stream last night went off without a hitch. And what I did, the difference was, I had a whole bunch of windows open. So I closed all the windows except for just a couple. And so I'm hoping that that's what the problem was. If I had too many windows open, we'll see. Hopefully we're going to get this in here tonight without any hitches, and we will go from there. So I hope everybody's doing well. Okay, so let's talk about the stock market to start out. Oh, well, before we get going, let me do. Just want to remind everybody that this is a very family-friendly oriented channel, so please be decent to each other in the chat. No racism, no nastiness, please. Everybody just be decent, okay? Also, if you have any questions, please all cap locks so that it stands out for me. It just works out better that way. They stick out for me more, and so it's easier to see what's going on when I'm looking for comments to answer. Okay, so I want to say that. If you're not decent, those awesome moderators that I have on there will boot you out of here, okay? So obviously this is not a normal stream. I had a whole bunch of people ask me to come on tonight and do a stream, so I said, well, why not? So, all right, so let's get into, we'll start out with the stock market, okay? So today, the stock market lost 2,997 points, 0.10, or 12.93% of the total market. That is it's the largest one-day drop ever. That breaks all the records, so that's obviously now the largest drop. They had to freeze the market today as well, because it had hit whatever. Once it hits a certain point, they freeze it, and so very, very crazy stuff. I had encouraged you guys, and I will continue to encourage you guys, get money out of the bank. Don't leave a whole lot of cash in the bank if you don't have to, just because, if there is a major issue, if this continues to be an issue, number one, they're going to limit what you can take out a day. Then what they'll end up doing is they might just say that the banks are closed and you can't get any money out. So need to think about that, okay? It freezes at 7%, Robert just said. Okay, thank you, Robert, for that. I knew they did freeze on that. So again, if you haven't taken money out of the bank yet, I would highly suggest that you do so. Just my advice to you, you can take it or leave it. Doesn't matter. I mean, I'm just going to give you my advice. If you want to listen, that's great. If you don't, that is on you. Okay. So, I have to. Okay. So I got to bring this up just because I got such a chuckle out of this today. Lunatics are everywhere, just as we all know, right? So I was told I'm a demon because I say we are legion. Right, so I'm a demon, and they were like, "Well, look at how he moves his hands around and he's doing hand gestures and stuff." Do you people that do that? Do you have nothing better to do with your lives? I mean, that's just very, very sad. 713 and then 20% limit down. Okay, all right, Cat Daddy. Yep, thank you for that information. I appreciate that. It's just, but unbelievable. And then my favorite. Okay, this is my favorite, and I had to block this individual. He kept commenting on other people's stuff, and it went into my spam folder, and it was like 18 of them, okay? And this individual was saying, oh, this whole thing is a psych op, and I love that too, because it's just, we're going to crash the economy, destroy people's lives for a psych op. It's a psych op. They're doing this. So here's the best part. So they can implement 5G everywhere and poison people that way, and then make them get the shot, and the shot has the nano chip in it. I mean, I can't make that up. I can't make it up. I mean, it is beyond lunacy. I don't get it. I think that what they need to do is go and talk to all those people that are dying, like over in Italy, and talk to them and see if they think that it's real or not. Right now, and going back and being serious for a moment, right now in Italy, they're having to make the choice to let their elderly die, to not treat those people. Hey, Mary Lab. Is it safe to put a new home close to the solar? Yeah, that's not going to affect it at all. Absolutely, it's not going to affect it at all. Actually, what the building over there will do, it will act as a windshield for the solar panels. So it'll actually protect the panels when the wind gusts come through. So it actually is going to help the panels. It's not going to be buttoned up tight to it. We're going to move it over a little bit, but that's, yeah, so that's what that's all about. Thank you very much for the question, and thank you for that donation as well. I do appreciate it. But watch how all of you get tampons now. Yeah, no kidding. Hey, Asif, thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yeah, guys, it's just, it is amazing what some people think, that they don't want to face reality. I mean, you would have to have all the governments in the world colluding on this thing. Hey, Mac, it's nice giving your mom a riverfront property. That's right. That's right. Only in the spring, though. It won't be riverfront anymore once we get that fill and stuff all in there, and I divert that water when it comes down off the hill, which will be diverted into the pond. There'll be no more water over in that area, which will be good. But thank you for that donation, and that's very funny. Thank you. What do you think about paying our loan? Should we keep paying it? Young AR-15, I would say right now you have to, unless they put a freeze on things, then it would be different. Hey, Lily Raven, what do you do with all of your eggs? Okay, well, I generally, to be honest with you, I give most of them away. It's my way of giving back to friends and neighbors and stuff like that. So I give most of my eggs away. I obviously eat whatever I want, but I get so many eggs. Like today I had 11 eggs. So I can't eat 11 eggs a day. I wouldn't want to eat 11 eggs a day. Okay. So I do give a lot of my eggs away. And it's just, like I said, it's my way of giving back and helping other people. That's what I like to do. JSHS, difference between a snowman and a snow woman, snowballs. Oh, there you go. Very funny. Hannah Hill, stock market, long, hold on a second. I want to make sure I read your comment. Long gain 300 points up from Trump day one. Oh, there you go. Well, it's probably will drop after tomorrow some more, I'm thinking. Carla Lynn, can you tell me what kind of solar panels you have? I have a couple of different kinds, actually. It's one of them is a Renogy. That's when I got probably, let's see, 6 of them are Renogy panels. So, Ed, did you see that the Fed changed the rules last night? The banks no longer need to keep 10% cash reserve versus deposits on hand. Runs on the banks. I did not see that, but thank you for that information. And that doesn't surprise me at all. I think you're going to see a lot of runs on the banks. Your car's on the street, by the way. Yes, thank you, Mac. Oh, my God, that was so funny. You guys have no idea. I'm looking, and I'm like looking through the if anybody watched my earlier video, you understand. So I pulled my truck out on the street today so they could bring in the gravel and stuff like that. So I forgot my truck was on the street, obviously, and I continued working on stuff, and it was out there, and I didn't realize it was my car. So I was looking like, wonder who's that out there on the street. So I had to go out and look. It was me. I want to thank you and your group here. I adore you guys and learn so very much. Thank you for all the info, and God bless. Thank you very much, ICU, ER nurse, RN. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. And you know what? You got a tough job, too. If you're in the ICU and stuff like that, dealing with all that stuff day to day, it's absolutely crazy. Thank you so much for that donation. I do appreciate it. And thank you for the kind words. Again, guys, we're already at 1.2 in here in the chat, and we are at 380 on the thumbs up. If you have not hit a thumbs up yet, if you would do that, I would absolutely appreciate it. And thank you very much ahead of time. So a couple things I wanted to share with you guys, some local information, okay? So as you guys know, my daughter is in college. They extended the break this week as well, okay? Then after this week, they're going strictly online. We just got another email yesterday. The kids have to have all of their stuff out of the dorms by April 5th. Everything out of the dorms. They will not be going back into the dorms for the rest of the semester. So everything for the rest of the semester will be online. So needless to say, Heather is very upset about that, which is absolutely understandable. It's very devastating for somebody young that is just trying to find themselves and find their niche, and then have to deal not only with what's going on, but having their whole world turned upside down in their safe little bubble, you know. So that's kind of tough for her, and I feel bad for her on that. But so we're going to be going down and making a run down to the college and get her stuff out of there. So But let's see. Hold on a second. I missed a comment here. Hold on. Let me go back. Come on. Oh my goodness. Hold on, guys. All right. What do you think about the coronavirus relief bill? You know what? I saw that 454 Tiger. I saw that, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. Oh, hold on a second. Poll. Anybody know of a person with coronavirus? All my friends and family are fine. Skeptic. That's Jerry Harrison just said that, which is fine. Baroness said you are not a demon, but a prepping angel. Thank you very much. Thank you for all that you do and finally connected with someone in my area through your community. Awesome. I am absolutely glad to hear that. That is absolutely awesome. Yeah, go back to that one. I absolutely now completely lost what he said. So hold on 1 second, guys. I want to make sure. Oh, the coronavirus relief bill. Yes. Okay. Let's talk about that 1 second. Daisy in the chat with profile exposing. Oh no, that's not good. All right. So moderators, Daisy in the chat's exposing yourself. So please get rid of that. Thank you very much for doing that, guys. I appreciate that. Anyway, the relief bill. They're talking about a huge. I think Schumer's asking for $500 billion. I mean, so the problem that I have with the whole situation with that, where's that money coming from, number one? Because supposedly we're broke. Remember, we are trillions and trillions, like $21+ trillion in debt, right? Where's that money coming from to do that, to fix that? I know bot attack. Well, that's why we added more moderators, guys. Yeah, if you guys just take your time and bang them out, get rid of them, that's all we can do. Okay, so I apologize to anybody that's seeing things that aren't cool, but my guys there, my moderators will be on it. So, but anyway, I don't know. I'm not real happy with that because somebody's going to have to pay that back in the long run. But there's a lot of issues going on too. Okay, the local restaurant in town, a friend of mine works there. She just said that they are doing takeout only, so she won't be working. She's a waitress there. She won't be working for a good long while. She also told me today that her and her son went to the grocery store in a town called Hornell, an Aldi's down there, and they were limiting people to 4 cans of whatever. Like if it was pork and beans, you could only take 4 cans. If it was corn, you could take as many different things as you wanted, but only 4 of each. So now they're starting to limit what people can take out of the store, as far as, they're not allowing people to buy cases and cases anymore. So that's something new that's just started, because I had not seen that up to this point yet, but it does not surprise me at all. With the runs that are being made on stores by people, it is absolutely insanity out there right now. Money will not solve all of this. You are absolutely right, Mary Lapp. You're absolutely right. Money will not solve it all. I wore my N95 mask at Sam's before. Hold on a second. I want to read your comment, Asif. And wore it all day long with a lot of my patients. I had one suspicious patient that was tested for CV19. I'm glad I shaved this AM and was N95 ready. Cannot wear a mask with the beard. Yes, I know. He has not had his beard off in forever, and he just shaved his beard off. But he's a doctor, and he sees patients on a regular basis, so I absolutely do not blame him. Thank you very much for that information, Asif, and thank you for the donation as well. But I do not blame you for shaving it off under those circumstances. I would have done the same thing. Guys, we're at 1.4 in the chat, and we're at, 593 on the thumbs up. So if you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, please do that to show support for the channel. And thank you. And also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure that you do. And hit that bell notification so you get all notifications. Hold on a second. MT Coiner, things are getting crazy. Last donation for a while. I don't blame you. That's fine, my friend. Don't even worry about it. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I don't come on here looking just for donations, guys. I don't. I appreciate them. I absolutely do. I'm not going to lie. It does definitely help with everything that we're doing here and stuff like that. And with YouTube, realistically, as soon as this video goes up, I can tell you right now it'll be demonetized, guaranteed. Dreamcatcher 1960, thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate that. Thank you. So all these things, all these live streams, guys, probably for the last 3-4 weeks, they've demonetized every single one of them. So that's what they're doing. So it's just, but it's not going to stop me from coming on here and sharing information. I'm still going to do that no matter what. It's just a game that they play, and we have to play their game. So I wanted to bring up a couple of other things as well. So where Italy is, what's going on with Italy, and I talked about it a little bit earlier, and I want to bring it up again. They're having to make the decision of who to let die and who to treat. So they're only treating people that they think that have a really good chance of surviving. So they're letting a lot of their older people die. All right. Italy's numbers from yesterday, they lost 386 people yesterday. Today, it's up to 349 more. So Italy has 27,980 people infected, with 2,158 dead and 2,749 recovered. All right. In the U.S., we're up to 4,567 cases. We're up to 86 dead and 73 recovered. All right. Basically, we are 2 weeks behind Italy. That's what I just was reading about this today. So they're saying, can we become Italy? All right. The different things that are happening around the country, they're finally getting their heads out of their behinds, which is a great thing. And we're going to talk about testing here in a second as well. How difficult it is for people to get tested, which I think is absolutely ludicrous that they are having problems. Yeah, you know what? Mass arrest for the deep state. I heard that too, and we'll talk about that in a second. 454 Tiger. Went to my Aldi today, 4-can limit. People look dazed and confused, getting scary now. Okay, well, so that's happening with Aldi's. They're limiting people for each thing, what they can get, so they don't go overboard. Okay, so this whole thing with, they're doing mass arrests and all this. Guys, you know what? I've heard this nonsense. The mass arrests are coming. They're coming. They've been coming for 2 years, 3 years, whatever it's been. Ever since Trump got in office, the mass arrests were coming. This is not about mass arrest, okay? This is not deep state mass arrest. This is about what is happening with everything that is going on. Scary stuff going on. People just, a lot of people need a reality check. I think that they really do. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on. I want you to think about this. The 2 ER doctors in Seattle that were treating all those people that from the nursing home, okay? They're both in critical condition right now from the coronavirus. Both of them are in critical condition. So I wonder if they're thinking it's a psych op. I wonder if all those people in that nursing home in Washington State, I wonder if they all think it's a psych op. I mean, this is getting ridiculous. People are there's a lot of misinformation going out there. And I know there's certain channels out there that are pushing this agenda, and they can do that if they want to. But let's be realistic. I mean, and realistic. All of the countries around the world are not in collusion with each other. They are not have some big agenda. They're not looking to implement the chip. Why the chip, you freaking people with the chip? Some of you, not all of you, obviously, but I don't get it, okay? Why would they crash the world economies? It doesn't make any sense. Okay, so our economy was doing pretty good right here in the U.S., so they say. Now, all of a sudden, we're going to destroy our own economy? Does that make any kind of sense whatsoever? It doesn't. So what can we do? I don't know. Nicole just said, Nicole, all we can do is to get ready the best way that we can. Be prepared to shelter in place. I've been talking about sheltering in place for quite some time now, okay? I knew it was going to happen, or I didn't know for 100% certainty, but I felt that it was going to happen. And I've shared that with you guys from the beginning. If our stores shut down that we work at, hold on one second. If our stores shut down that we work at, do they have to pay you being off, or is that mandatory? You know what? I don't know. I know that, like with my niece, a good example, she works for a muffler collision place. They're talking, they're going to do her kids are out of school. She's got little kids. What is she going to do? She doesn't have somebody else to watch her kids. So she may have to leave work to be able to watch her kids. I mean, these are the realities that are happening. People are not going to work. People are not making their paycheck. Like I said, my friend who is a waitress, hold on a second. Mason Hendricks, may I become a writer to help you with the chat? Ed, thanks. Right now, Mason, I'm good to go at the moment, but I appreciate that. We just added about 5 or 6 new moderators in. So this is not a hoax. Okay, I want to read this comment because Judy just said this. Hold on a second. This is not a hoax. It's a virus and a rough one. Affects your lungs. You cannot get air. Right, exactly. The reason that they are acting, the governments around the world, and this is my opinion, of course, okay, but the reason that they are acting the way that they are with this, because everybody wants to go back to N1, whatever, H1N1 or whatever the name of that was that happened in 2003, and a lot of people died from that, right? So they're saying, well, why are they doing all this stuff that they're doing now? This one is more deadly, number one. Number two, this one is very, very contagious. We are at a 4-to-1 level. So every one person that gets it is giving it to 4 other people. Why do you think when somebody gets it, they're quarantining the whole house? H1N1. Thank you, North Shore Preparedness. Thank you for that. Yeah, but it's just, this one's different. This one is not like everything else. This has nothing to do with 5G. I just, people got to, okay. What I want people to do is I want people to relax. If you think it's 5G, great. Knock yourself out. Hey, Mason, thank you very much. Thank you for the donation. I do appreciate that. If you think it's a psych op, knock yourself out. Think whatever you want. But I will tell you this. If you come on my channel and start putting that in all the comments, you will be blocked. Because I'm not going to have you putting false information out there for my subscribers. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to allow it. So, like I said, I just blocked somebody tonight before I went on here that was saying it's a psych. Oh, and it was a psych op, and I'm a paid shill and all this other nonsense. So whatever. You know what? I don't really care what people say. It doesn't really matter. But more cases are popping up every day. In the U.S., let's talk about that real quick. In New York, okay, we're at 950. Oh, hold on a second. I just want to make sure. Yeah, we're at 950 cases in New York with 5 deaths already. 0 recovered in New York, okay? 11 states have just barred restaurants and bars. They're closed. 11 states have just done that. You know how much money, how much revenue is lost for the bar owner, for the let's think about the taxes of stuff, guys, that is not being made for the governments on all these states that are doing these things. You think they're doing this for some ridiculous thing? No, they're not doing this for some mass phony arrest. It's not happening. Nobody's being arrested, okay? Casinos are closing. You know what a big money maker casinos are? Casinos are open because they make money. Casinos are closing. I mean, this is just, this is no joke. This is absolutely no joke whatsoever. So we just had, here's the latest one too. And I got to mention the other part of this because this part blew me away. You have San Francisco and 6 other counties in the Bay Area are going into lockdown as of midnight tonight. No unnecessary travel. The gas stations are still going to be open. Pharmacies and grocery stores are still going to be open. You can still go do those things, but no unnecessary travel, right? So they're doing that. It's going to affect 6.7 million people. That's here in the U.S. That's not one county here in New York. That's out in California. It's 6 different counties that they are doing, including San Francisco. No unnecessary travel, right? But here's the caveat. I love this one. This is my favorite, okay? Homeless are exempt from this. The homeless are exempt. They don't have to follow the rules. Hey, William Moore, thank you very much for that donation. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. So the homeless don't have to abide by the rules because other people that do it, it's like a misdemeanor if they break the rules. They don't want to turn it into a criminal thing, but they're asking people to shelter in place. Now, in that area, 25,000 homeless people. So what, they can still walk around and spread it all over the place? Does that make any kind of sense? It doesn't. I don't get it. I really, truly don't get it. When I saw that, I was like, unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Let's see. Pay attention to the company resignations. I saw the different company resignations. I don't think that has any kind of bearing on people being arrested. Nobody's being arrested. People have been talking about deep state arrest for how long? 454 Tiger. I keep telling people. Hold on a second. I keep telling people whenever you see the government shut down, things are like they are now. Never in my life. They aren't telling us everything. You know what? And we're going to talk about that. Thank you for that comment, and thank you for that donation. There's a lot of information we are not being given. I think that, in my opinion, This virus is much more deadly than the 3.4% that was being trotted around, okay? I think it's a lot more deadly. They just said today a 21-year-old soccer coach, he just died from it. Not supposed to affect young people, right? But this kid is dead, okay? You look at these doctors and nurses that are being infected. Those 2 doctors right now in Seattle are in critical condition. Critical condition. Hey, Asif, regular flu has a RD naturally of 1.15, where CV19 is between 3 and 6. Death rate for CV19 10 to 20 times higher than regular flu. Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing that information, and thank you very much for the donation. This thing is much more deadly. This is going to make the flu look like a joke. And the thing is, and also the second part of this is, the people that are getting this, a Hong Kong study said it over there, that they have diminished lung capacity afterwards, between 20 and 30% diminished lung capacity. Think about that. So you get it, you recover, you're never going to be the same. And guess what? You can get it again. Donna Smith, I'm terrified and I'm healthy. Now I'm officially a germaphobe. You know what? Thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate that. And I understand. And there's, you know what? Fear is not a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with being afraid. It's just how we use that fear to motivate us, okay? It is getting very, very close to lockdown time, guys. It really, really is. You know, like today, I've been home all day. I didn't leave the property today. Obviously, I was working on things here as well, but I did not leave the property today. You know, I do want to go. I'm going to make a run to Lowe's at some point and get some supplies so I can build my battery room. That's going to be the next thing that I do want to do. 2025. Hold on a second. DEAGEL. I don't know what that is. I like the name Negan. I love that. That's great. Any thoughts, Prepperners? I don't have any idea what you were talking about with that, to be honest with you, so I can't really give you an opinion. So I apologize, but thank you so much for the donation, and I love the name. That's awesome. But no, so we got to start saying that we are Negan. So, but anyway, yeah, it's just, you know, there's a lot of misinformation out there. A lot of people putting stuff out there, not good at all. Hold on a second. I want to see what that person said. I believe we are being locked down by Friday. It wouldn't shock me. Hey, Jeremy Putnam, thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate that. Thank you. You know what? Week to 10 days is what I said yesterday. I'm going to still stick with that. Hey, Terrence Parker Jr. Preps are 1 quarter to survive SHTF events. You have a lot of aspects to get past with killer citizens, government officials, hold on a second. Let me get the rest of that. Natural disasters, no 911 service. You are exactly right. Thank you very much for the donation, and thank you for that comment. MBG, any advice for long-term quarantine? Finally got Super Chat to work, but Ed, you aren't surprised by my mess up, Marcia. No, Marcia, you've done always a good job with that. Long-term quarantine, I can definitely see this thing is going to extend out way longer than 2 weeks. I think it'll be longer than a month. The president's already saying that this thing could run into the summer now. So I think this thing's not going away anytime soon. I think that we're all going to need to be prepared to shelter in place for a good long time. Hopefully you guys have been prepared for that. Somebody says National Guard is deployed in New Jersey. Okay. Well, you know what? As things continue to accelerate, guys, you're going to see that more and more. I really think you're going to see that a lot. There's a lot of scary stuff happening. We just need to be as ready as we can be. Stay calm, okay? Be careful. That's the other thing. You know, with people acting irrational now, you're going to see a lot more bad behavior is what I'm thinking. I've been talking to a lot of people, and you know, and I have been saying, prepare to defend yourselves, because I think it's going to be, you know, it's going to be very, very soon that we're going to need to be really on our toes, and that means, you know, being prepared to do what you need to do to defend what's yours. You are not going to be able to count on somebody to come in to save the day, because those police officers and stuff, they'll be taking care of their own families, as they should. Now, I don't know if you guys saw this or not. Canada closed the borders for all non-Canadian citizens. I know he had talked about that, but Trudeau just did that. Guys, I see we're at 1.9 in the chat. and we're at 834 and a thumbs up. So if you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, if you would do that, I absolutely would appreciate that. And thank you ahead of time for showing the support. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do subscribe. Make sure you also hit that bell notification so you get all notifications. Run on guns and ammo. Good luck on that. Yeah, there's a lot. I've seen that too. There's a lot of people getting guns and ammo because they want to protect themselves, as they should. It's definitely, we need to pay attention, guys. We really, really need to. A lot of scary stuff going on. Lots of scary stuff. Let's see. Indonesia has increasing cases with, hold on a second, with highs of 94 to 98 Fahrenheit temperature and a low of 72, 76. Oh, that's their temperatures. Suspect widespread air conditioning is helping spread COVID-19. Asif just said that about Indonesia. That's not good at all. And look at the temperatures. The warm temperatures are not going to get rid of this thing. This is something that's really, really bad. The governments, I think, know how bad it is. If you look at the president, how many rounds of ammo should we have? My rule of thumb, and has always been my rule of thumb, I've been saying this for years, I will tell you, 2,000 rounds per weapon. Per weapon. If you have 10 weapons, you better have 2,000 rounds per weapon, because when things go belly up, there's not going to be any more going to the store at that point. So I hope that helps. Spent my day canning 50 pounds of chicken and 50 pounds of beef Angus. Very nice. Vintage Vibes just said that. That's very, very cool. Yes, the nursing home. Lori Austin, I just want to hold on a second. Hold on, let me go back to that. Lori said, mom's nursing home residents can't eat in the dining room together, must eat in their rooms. And also there's something else with that I'm going to bring up in a second. The all-seeing cat, when I grew up, I wanted to play football. I partially did, but that DVS virus thing is just unfair to humanity. Yeah, you know what? It's crazy. The thing is, okay, so I want to get back real quick. I want to mention the other thing, and I'll go back to that. Nursing homes have also banned visitation now. You cannot go to the nursing homes to visit your loved ones. Okay, they just did that as well. They also, the prisons are 30 days, no visitations at all. So, it's absolutely crazy. Hey, Pam, thank you very much for the donation. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. So getting back to talking about, oh God, what were we talking about? Lost my train of thought again. It happens. Oh, little prepper ladies in the house. How are you tonight? Oh, I want to say hello too. I have a friend of mine, lives down in Pennsylvania, and I won't say what town, but I want to say hi to her. I hope everything is going good down there and you're getting ready. She has called me for some advice, and I happily gave that to her. And I hope things are going well down there and you're getting ready. And I hope you got that plywood, because Eric was really ecstatic about having to help cut that plywood. So you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, will you ever post a video? Oh, hold on a second. I want to see what that person said. Hold on. Will you ever post a video or a stream on the ways to protect yourself and family in preps during an SHTF? I will talk about that. I can talk about that, but I'm not going to show you things. I like I said, I believe if you don't have a weapon by this point, you need to get one right away. The first weapon should either be a 22 or a shotgun. 22 is great to have because the ammo is cheap. You get boxes of 550 for under $20, I think it is, in that range. So there's a lot of ways, with a 22, and a 22 will do damage. Okay. Other than that, for home defense, I would definitely have a shotgun, double-aught buckshot. That's what I would have for that if it was me. Which, if I have guns, that's what I would have. So, yes, if you don't have seeds, definitely get your seeds. They moved the Queen underground. Oh, Joe M just said that. That doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me at all. So, liquor stores closing in Pennsylvania. That's not good. Nothing like going to the bank to pull money out and having a sexy chick wearing an N95 mask look at me funny because I had weaponry. LOL. Yeah, I understand that. See, thank you very much for that donation. Yeah, people are gonna get really accustomed. 38 special, good. Not a bad gun to have at all. Nope, not at all. Good thing to have. Make sure you got enough ammo for it though, because that's that's definitely definitely a good one to have. God save the Queen. That's right. Uh, I wouldn't have any idea on where to get a weapon. The sporting goods store. That's they have gun shops. Look for type it up in your laptop or whatever you use and put in gun stores. That's where you can go get one. So definitely a good thing to have. 22 is a great thing to have because it has so many uses. You know. So what else? I was going to tell you guys something else too, and I wanted to see because I write all kinds of different. We're going to talk about testing. Let's talk about testing. Let's talk about how difficult it is for some people to get tested, which is absolutely still ludicrous. So today, if you guys watched the press conference earlier today, which I did watch some of the press conference, I didn't watch the whole thing. They tried to lock them down on how many people had been tested. A reporter asked, how many people have been tested? Boy, they danced around that. Oh, next week we're going to have this many kits out, and we'll have this many kits out the week after that, and we'll have this many kits out the week after that. That's not helping for right now. How many people have been tested? The numbers are very, very low still in the U.S. because they're not testing people. They don't have the kits. So, let's see. Mac just said Hurd 9mm and 7.62. Oh, hold on a second. Let me go back to that. 7.62 was sold out. Cabela's in East Hartford has pallets of 9mm 500 count for boxes for $99. Okay, thanks for that information, Mac, and thank you for sharing that. Thank you very much. I'm going to tell you what, you're not going to get your hands on a lot of stuff very, very soon. People have been absolutely going nuts shopping. They were out again today going nuts shopping. There's fear in people's eyes. People are terrified, which is understandable. What we need to do, guys, and I'm telling you, we need to remain calm. That's really important. Hey, Mary, you should have seen the lines at the gun store. Oh, hold on a second. The first one was so crowded I refused to walk into all the germs. Went to a better shop instead. I you know what? I absolutely believe it because now that all of a sudden things are getting bad and people are scared, now all of a sudden they're not afraid of guns. Stephen Johnson, how bad will our food supply be with flooding last year, swine flu, bird flu, locust, this virus, and mass hoarding now? I think it's going to be bad, in my opinion, if they do a lockdown and you're not able to get out realistically. And here's the thing, what people need to think about. Okay, let's talk about this. How much money do you have put away to be able to go out and buy things, to buy food? If we have a prolonged quarantine, is there going to be like some kind of ration that you can go out and you can get so much food and stuff like that? You know, that's something to think about. It really is something to think about. So it's going to be very, very interesting. Very, very, and I'm going to tell you what, and mark my words, this is coming. This is coming. Preppers, off-gridders, we're going to be vilified very, very soon as selfish and greedy people because we've been prepping and getting ready for years and because we have a lot of food and supplies on hand. You watch and see if I'm wrong on that. They're going to definitely, very, very soon, next couple of weeks, we're going to be vilified because of the fact that we got ready and they did not. So, yeah, so definitely pay attention. I think you're going to see that coming for sure. Marvel Mom just said we already are. Well, you know, they laughed at us before, and now they're jealous of us. So, you know, what are you going to do? Escape from New York. There you go. That's good. I like that one. Let's see. Somebody just said something here. I wanted to read that. Gun store near me sold over 1 million rounds on Sunday. Wow. Barbed wire bear just said that. That is craziness. And it doesn't surprise me at all. Not at all. Doesn't surprise me in the slightest bit. The gun store that we have in town, I went and saw them, and they had nothing. They pretty much had nothing. They were sold out of everything. They had very few ammo, very little ammo, I should say. Do you think they will do a nationwide lockdown? That's the government's. Yeah, I think that they will do a nationwide lockdown. The only way that they can enforce a nationwide lockdown is they restrict travel all that type of stuff. They're going to tell people that they can't, they're going to have permission to get out and do things. I think you're going to see that happen. They'll block off the roads, the main highways. You won't be traveling like that. Only ones that'll be allowed on there will be like truckers and stuff that are moving supplies and that type of stuff. I think it's going to get really, really crazy. Ration cards, it would not surprise me if they do that. I mean, because what are you going to do? What do you think? The government will try to take people that are prepped? You know what, Heather Parker? I don't know if they will or not. Hold on. Prepper Chris 1. Not like we robbed Walmart. We just spent money smarter and they closed beaches at last. Yeah, you know what? And that's true. I mean, we've been preparing. A lot of us have been preparing for a long time. I think that I think they also realize, listen, the government's going to have their hands full with this thing. I mean, they're going to have their hands full. So I don't think you're going to see military convoys coming in and trying to take prepper stuff. So let's talk. So here's an interesting one. Okay. MG, medical martial law thoughts. Absolutely. Wouldn't shock me in the least. So I'm going to talk about somebody. I haven't talked about him very much on here, but he's got a great channel. Very, very smart gentleman. Southern Prepper 1. We're going to talk about him for a second. You think Southern Prepper 1 with his group of folks is going to let somebody come in there, military or not, and take their stuff? I don't think so. I don't think you're going to see that happen. He prepped up too long, too hard, got ready to do what he's doing to protect his and his family and friends, to let somebody come in there and take it. They're going to be absolutely swamped. There's going to be, and I think this is going to get, we're going to find out really soon how deadly this thing really is. They can only hide it for so long. When the bodies start loading up, go back to what question? Hold on a second. Oh, medical martial law. Mods, thanks, chat, and PN1, thank you. Prepper Chris 1. Thank you very much, Prepper Chris, and thank you for that donation as well. Excuse me, guys, I apologize. Medical martial law, I absolutely think that you can see that happening, or a regular martial law, that will happen. They will close down access to travel. That's one way you control things. You will close off cities that way. People will still get out. Yes, they will. But I think at that point, if you don't abide by the curfew, let's say they enact a curfew, no travel after 10 o'clock at night, right? And if you don't abide by that curfew, I think you're going to be arrested and put in detention centers. And if you want to call them FEMA camps, whatever you want to call it, if they enact martial law, the Constitution is suspended. Now, at that point, you are all going to have to make hard decisions on what you are willing to do to protect what you have. That's something that, is going to be in everybody's choice at that point. They're going to each have to make that individually. I can't tell you what to do on that one. But again, we've talked about caches in the past, making sure you have caches out there. If you can put some of your supplies off-site with people that you trust, I absolutely encourage you to do that as well. Hey, Chance Rangel, thank you very much for that donation. I appreciate it. Guys, I see we're at 2.1 in the chat, and we're at 1,000 thumbs up. So if you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, if you would do that, I absolutely would appreciate it. And thank you ahead of time for showing support for the channel. And again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do subscribe and hit that bell notification as well so you get all notifications. I'm on here generally 3 days a week. This is an extra bonus one tonight. A lot of people were asking me if I would come on with everything that is going on. I absolutely do see civil unrest coming. You are going to have the haves and the have-nots, and those that have not prepared. Okay, so let's talk about that a second. So people have gone out and panic bought, right? And they're calling it hoarding, whatever you want to call it. I don't care what you want to call it. People are going out in droves and buying all kinds of supplies. So let's say, let's do a scenario here. They enact a medical martial law. The numbers continue to rise of the virus, sick and dead, which I believe is going to be the case, okay? When they actually start testing people, really testing people. Once those people's food runs out, let's give it a month. Let's be generous and say everybody went out there and got a month's worth of food. Let's just say it was a month, okay? After that month is gone, and if they don't have some kind of game plan in place, meaning the government, to feed people, you're going to see people lose their minds. They're going to do what they're going to have to do to survive. They're going to do what they have to do to take care of their children. That is absolutely going to happen, Okay, so something to think about. Get laid off at least a month. New York State waiving the waiting week. Oh, very good. Yeah, and that's the whole thing. There's a lot of people that are getting laid off. So let's look at this from a financial point of view for a second. Okay, you have all these countries around the world dealing with this situation. People are not going to work. Spain, Italy, complete shutdown, complete lockdown. China has been for a while. And if people say, oh, well, they're back to work in China, and they're bull crap, okay? Bull crap. I don't believe it. Not for a second, not for a minute, okay? That thing is still spreading like crazy in China. There's a lot more cases in China than we are being told, even with the lockdown. A lot more people dead in China than we've been told. You look at what is happening just in Italy. It doesn't correlate, okay? We are not being told the whole truth. So all these governments around the world are doing extreme measures to try to protect their people, try to save their people, which is commendable in my opinion. Okay. But the financial toll of everything that is going on is going to be horrendous. Think about that. I really want you guys to think about that, because it's going to get bad. It's going to get real bad. And, it's just, we can do what we can do. We can get ready as best we can. Don't panic, okay? Protect yourselves. Protect the people that you love and that you care for. Panic is the worst thing. That is the enemy, because people that are panicking are not thinking straight. Like people said, people are walking around with like glassed over eyes. They're in shock, okay? And a lot of people are still in bitter denial, okay? A lot of bitter denial. So, for the people that said, okay, who's going to pay my rent, Ed? Well, you know what, Keith? Kenneth, I'm sorry. I think what they're going to end up doing, they're going to be suspending that. That's what I know that they've done that in other places. They will suspend that for however long the time period is for the quarantine where you can't go to work. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult on a lot of people. Hey, Donna Smith, we aren't supposed to survive a bioweapon. We'll see the truth here soon. You're right, exactly. That is, a bioweapon is meant to kill. And that absolutely, thank you very much for that donation as well. I appreciate that. Asif, Italy's numbers will equal China's within a week. China's numbers are barely moved in 2 to 3 weeks. Denial is more than a river. Yeah, right, exactly. And that's the whole thing. China's lying through their teeth. And if you think China's telling the truth that they got it under control now, then I have some oceanfront property to sell you in Arizona. Terrence Parker Jr., Ed, preppers don't owe people. Oh, hold on a second. Preppers don't owe people that acted like clowns nothing. Let them go sit in the corner somewhere and turn laughter into tears. That's on them. You know what? And I agree with you to a point with that. And I appreciate the donation. Thank you. I think that we are put in a position to make a difference if we can. Not to sacrifice from your group or from your family. Absolutely not. But I think if we can help, I think we should. Patty, my son works in site on, hold on a second. I want to make sure I read your comment. My son works at Site R, Raven Rock. They are now on every other day at the facility and off day work at home. Okay. Now that's the other thing that's been going on a lot. A lot of places have, thank you very much for that donation too, by the way, and thank you for your comment. A lot of places are going to working at home. They're telling people if you can work at home, work at home. Crazy stuff. So let's think about this. Let's think about the schools for a second. And all these kids not going to school. Okay. Think about all the teachers that are now not working, that are not getting paid. All the janitorial staff that are now not working. All the kitchen staff that are now not working. All the secretaries that are now not working. All these people are out of work right now. There's no work to do. What are they going to do? How do you survive? How do you pay bills? How do you pay rent? How do you pay that car payment? I think they're going to have to come up with something to suspend payments for car payments and, and rent and those type of things temporarily because of everything that's going on. It's the only way that they're going to be able to handle that realistically. There's just no other way. Thomas Beasy just said this could last 2 years. Well, I don't know if it would last 2 years, but I did hear them say that it could last a year. So I think you're going to see a lot of interesting things coming up. Hey, Josh, 3500 Cummings. Background checks is not going through for guns. Wow. Okay. That's good information to have. So that's what, yeah, they're holding that up. Well, either that or they're just so inundated. That's probably what the problem is more than anything else. There's probably so many people right now trying to get guns that it would hold it up. That would make sense. Thank you for that information and thank you for the donation. Be careful when you go out. I heard someone intentionally cough on me today, or I had someone intentionally cough on me today. That's not cool. Not cool at all. And thank you very much for that donation. I want to make sure I say your name. Hold on. L.A. Sand. Okay, L.A. Sand. Thank you very much. Thank you for that donation and that information. Yeah, people are messed up. People are messed up. There you go. There, somebody just said you forgot to smell a dead body. Yeah, when people start dying in droves and there's nobody there to pick them up and take care of them, that is a horrific smell. That is an absolutely horrific smell. So, again, there's a lot going on, guys. It's scary. It is, and there's nothing wrong with being afraid. But again, use that as a motivator. Continue to get ready. A lot of people are getting ready. Now we have people that, were anti-gun that are going out there looking to try to get guns to protect themselves. It's just, we just need to be smart with what we're doing. And we all have been. I give you all a lot of credit. I've had so many people contact me and tell me that they have really, amped it up and they got a lot more preps. And I just think that that's awesome. And even if you could only get a little bit, at least it's something. Something is better than nothing. Doing something to help yourself, okay, so let's say you don't have a whole lot of money. If you have containers that you can fill up with water, at least you can have water, okay, in that emergency situation. You can go without food for about 6 weeks. You can go without water for 3 days. So, do the math. 6 weeks would be brutal and it would be horrible, but, go without water. That's not what we want to do. So as long as you're doing something to help yourselves, that I will always encourage you to do that. Make sure you're doing something proactive to help yourselves. I wanted to say really quickly on my website, we have, somebody asked again, and where do I find a network? The prepping group that I have. We have the Prepper Nurse One community on my website at preppernurse1.com. If you go in there and you click on the Prepper Nurse One community, and you register, it is totally free. We will not ask for credit card information, so that's not on there, okay? You register. It is very private. Not anybody can just come in and see what's going on. We have great message boards, a lot of information being shared that way. Also, we have, the singles prepper group. We have disabled preppers group. We have a seniors prepper group, okay? We have prepper groups in every state. So if you go into the state, and it's going to show all the different preppers that are in that state that registered from that state. It's a great way to connect with like-minded people. It's a great way to just talk with like-minded people. If you're looking to network, it's a fantastic way to do that as well. Again, we still have the legacy food available as well. The larger buckets are going out first. That's what they're focusing on. So like the 120 buckets and the 240s and the 360s, those are the ones that are going to get out first. Just being honest, going to tell you the truth. Anything else that's ordered, a lot of times it could be 30 to 50 days before that gets shipped out. So I'm being honest with you guys. Again, just if you're interested in that to add to your preps, absolutely get it because it's going to be first come, first serve. Vintage Vibes. Ed, do you have any info about installing solar? I have lots of videos about installing solar, ton of them. So if you go back, and I need to do a playlist. That's what I got to do for you guys. But yes, I have a ton of videos about my solar. Let's see. Lockridge Farms. If my food runs out, I got plenty of deer and wild game to hunt. My kids and old lady will not go without. Keep up the good work. Time for the Boogalooga, y'all. Yeah, right, exactly. Thank you very much. Thank you for that comment, and thank you for the donation. People in my area are upset about the possibility of no prom, no high school graduation. I work in the front lines and go to work every day. PPE is limited. Okay, thank you, Jay Medic. I appreciate that, and thank you for that information. And and that's what that's what's going to be on kids' mind. What immediately affects them, and that makes sense. It really does. Okay, but again, as adults, as parents of these kids, we need to think for them because they don't know. They don't have that life experience. I want you to remember, have you ever in the history of our existence seen something happen on this scale of what they're doing right now? Never seen it. Never seen it. And it's worldwide, which is even scarier. There's a lot more cases than we're being told. I think we're going to be talking about people dead in the millions, not in the thousands like they keep telling us right now. I think this is going to be a really, really bad thing. A bioweapon is designed, as somebody said earlier, a bioweapon is designed to kill. That's what it's there for. That's what it does. And let's not forget that they also mutate. So it can get much, much more deadly. Okay. Hold on a second. Masks can be used more if you tape them to the sunny windows of the house. It will kill everything. Oh, there you go. Kitty Webb just said. So she's saying take your used mask and tape them on the window facing the sun so the sun can work on it. That's not a bad idea. It's not going to be any toilet paper houses this year. Right, exactly. It's amazing to me with the toilet paper. I just don't get that. I really, truly don't. I don't understand it. Well, what I'm going to do now, guys, at this point, I'm going to ask for one more time here. Hey, Grizzly, Clarksville, Tennessee here. Kids out of school. Starbucks only does drive-through. Closed down Broadway in Nashville. Love you, bud. Keep doing you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you for the information, and thank you for that donation as well. I'm going to ask for one more thumbs up here, guys. So if you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, please do so to support the channel, and I do appreciate that. Also, make sure and also if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Hit that bell icon notification as well to get all notifications of every upcoming video and live stream. I appreciate that support. We are Legion, my friends. We are a huge, huge family, a huge network of people all over the country, all over the world. And Legion in a good way, not the bad biblical way. Hey, Patrick, here in Quebec, Canada, workers who are on forced leave because, hold on a second. I want to make sure I read that real quick. Because of the virus, shall receive $573 per week for 4 weeks. All right, well, thank you for that information. I do appreciate that. So up in Canada, if anybody on forced leave is getting some kind of pay. Don't need TP, just trim your nails. There you go, Mac. Thank you very much. Great advice. Which hand, though? But anyway, we are Legion. We're this huge family, and Legion in the good way, not the bad biblical way, okay? We're all over the country. We're all over the world. Where is everybody from tonight? I just want to see where everybody's from. So I know this part gets crazy, so we're going to do the best we can. Let's see. Oh, we got Ohio, East Tennessee, Montreal, upstate South Carolina, Oshawa, Ontario, Canada, England, Anderson, South Carolina, Alton, Ohio. Here, I'm going to do this tonight because somebody said this yesterday. I'm going to stop this so I can read some of these because this is crazy. All right, let's see. Texas, Wisconsin, Chicagoland, Houston, Texas, Ohio, Long Island, North Carolina, Missouri, France, Boston, Massachusetts, Toronto, Cary, North Carolina, Norwich, Connecticut, KC in Missouri, New Zealand, Long Island, Oregon, Tennessee, Texas. Now they're going wild again because I let it go back. Kentucky, Florida, Kansas, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Cedar Rapids. Let's see, Connecticut again. All right, I got to slow this down again. Phoenix, Michigan, Arizona, Maine, Tennessee, Nova Scotia, Cloister, Connecticut, Oregon, Ireland, Wilmington, North Carolina, New Jersey, Denver, over by the tree. Thanks, Mac. Scotland, Germany, Northern London. Wow. New Hampshire, Mississippi, Vermont, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Cape Cod. Thank you very much. Thank you for that donation, and I appreciate that. And that was from Rosalie. Thank you, Rosalie. I appreciate that. We got Philadelphia, Norway, Michigan, Fort Lauderdale, New Mexico, Nebraska, the Ozarks, Scotland, Kansas, Ohio, Mississippi, Vegas, Oklahoma. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do on those. But we're all over the place, guys. We're all over the country. We are all over the world. We really are a huge network of people. And if we work together and we network now, before everything really truly goes to crap, while things are crap, and then afterwards. We need to thrive on the other side of this thing, okay? Don't let people control you. That's the biggest thing, too. If you have any way to be able to handle the situation, try to be, take care of yourselves as much as you can. Plan on big gardens this year. Get those big gardens in as soon as you can. I think it's going to be a really important thing with everything that's been going on. It's going to be very, very scary, okay? Really, really scary. So definitely pay attention. I want to thank my moderators who continuously work very, very hard for me for no pay. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. You do a great job keeping the chat clean. I really, really appreciate it, guys. I really do. There's always going to be idiots, and we have to deal with that, unfortunately. But, like I said, just try to, YouTube tried to buffer you the whole time. Somebody said, you know what? The whole stream went well again. I think maybe it was I had so many windows open before. I don't know if that's the case. But the last 2 streams here we've done have gone off without a hitch, which is great. Busy day here at the homestead today. Very positive. I was really happy getting some things going. I definitely want to get a run before they shut everything down and get those building supplies so I can get that battery room done. Like I said, guys, stay safe. Be smart. Be careful. Things are going to get hairy out there. I really think that's going to happen. People will get desperate. People will get stupid, okay? It's going to be interesting times. Terrence Parker Jr. from outer space using my brain myself. There you go. Hold on a second. I want to see what that person said. Will you do a video for nurses on the situation? You know what? I absolutely can, because I know what they're going through right now. I guarantee you I know what they're going through, but even worse than I ever had to deal with. Hey, Grizzly, some representatives in the Senate are pushing to sending adults checks like Bush did back in 2008, always free handouts in a crisis. Yeah, and again, where's that money going to come from? That would be my question. And thank you very much for that donation as well. I do appreciate that. Well, guys, remember, we are all in this together. That is important to remember because it's true. Also remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every day. Tomorrow's not guaranteed, and especially with a situation like this, we just don't know what's going to happen. Hold on a second. I'm going to read these real quick. Oh, hold on a second, guys. Oh, my goodness. Thanks for all that you do and help. You hello ground me when I try to panic. Good. I'm glad. 454 Tiger. Stay grounded. Don't lose it. What happened to your old batteries? Will they be in the bank of batteries? What will happen? Oh, Asif, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. I might use them for another project. I'm not 100% sure yet. So we'll see what happens. I may sell them. I don't know yet. So we'll just kind of go from there. So anyway, last thing. Remember, guys, STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to accomplish, whatever you are trying to do, you can do it. The only one that can stop you from getting there is you. Nobody else can stop you. Please, please, please be safe. Stay calm. Don't panic, guys. This is definitely not the time to panic. We need to take care of our business, be ready for whatever happens, and act. Don't react. That's important, okay? Be prepared to defend yourselves, okay? So I will see you all later. Have a great night, and Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.